Welcome to the Couch GM. Today we're going to be talking about the very touchy subject within the Mariners community, which is the Trident and the Trident curse. It started with me playing a little MLB The Show 2021, which featured some classic Mariners uniforms, including a few with the Trident. I personally am a fan of the Trident logo, so I decided to throw this jersey on Kelnick. I started with the classic white Trident jerseys, threw in a teal version with the Trident, and then tried a throwback powder blue. I then took to Reddit and Facebook to see what the Mariners community would think. Initially, with the white Trident jersey, I recommended that we replace the Sunday cream jersey with this, as I'm not a huge fan of the cream jerseys, and after all, in 2015, they were brought in to pay tribute to the history of the Mariners with the royal blue and the gold color scheme. Turns out that people had a very strong opinion on this idea, with some hating it because the Sunday cream jerseys are their favorite combo, while others, the people that lived through the early days of the Mariners, didn't like the idea because they thought the Trident was cursed. I was surprised by how many people kept saying the Trident was cursed, so I decided to take a look back and see how the Mariners had fared using the different logos. Before the Mariners were founded in 1977, there were two baseball teams in the city beforehand. The Seattle Steelheads were part of the Negro League from 1944 to 1946, and the Mariners have actually paid tribute to this team a couple times wearing their throwbacks. The next team formed in Seattle was the Seattle Pilots, who were founded in 1969 but only played one season in Seattle, after which they were bought out by Bud Selig in a bankruptcy court, who then moved the franchise to Milwaukee and became the Brewers in 1970. And actually both the Mariners and the Brewers have worn these throwbacks to pay tribute to the Pilots. After the Pilots left Seattle, the city of Seattle, King County, and the state of Washington sued the American League for a breach of contract. This lawsuit over the Pilots would continue for another 6 years, after which finally in 1976 the American League offered Seattle a baseball team in exchange for dropping the lawsuit. The Mariners would join the league at the same time as the Toronto Blue Jays, and in November of 1976 they had their expansion draft. Each team already in the MLB was able to protect 15 players on their roster, after which the Blue Jays and the Mariners would take turns drafting players. So, in 1977, it was time for the Mariners to have their first MLB season. They played with the original Trident logo for 4 years until 1981, and over those 4 years averaging an objectively bad .380 win percentage. In 1981, the Mariners then debuted a new Trident logo. From 1981 to 1986, the Mariners would then average a .429 win percentage, until again changing logos in 1987. The Mariners would not finish above 500 in a single year until 14 years into their franchise in 1991. Taking a look at the roster in 91 compared to 1977, there's a bit of a difference. The Mariners would go on to average a .456 win percentage using the M's logo up until 1992. So to recap, from 1977 to 1992, the Mariners averaged a .421 win percentage over those 16 years and had a .409 win percentage over the 10 years using the Trident. A couple other notes: they didn't have Edgar Martinez until 1987, Ken Griffey Jr. until 1989, and also Randy Johnson until 1989. Moving into the 1993 season, the Seattle Mariners then debuted their Compass Rose logo. Over the next 11 years, they would finish above 500 9 times, win the AL West 3 times, and make the playoffs 4 times. They would even go on to set the regular season wins record with 116 wins in 2001. During this time, continuing to roll out star-studded lineups including Jay Buhner, Alex Rodriguez, Dan Wilson, Jamie Moyer, Freddie Garcia, Brett Boone, Mike Cameron, Ichiro Suzuki, John Olerud, and Raul Ibanez, on top of the already mentioned Ken Griffey Jr., Edgar Martinez, and Randy Johnson. And then things turned around. King Felix would come soon after the Mariners had hit their prime. The Mariners have not won a division title since 2001, have not made the playoffs since 2001, have the current longest playoff drought in major sports history, and have finished above 500 just 7 times over the past 20 years. In fact, if we just look at their record after the 2003 season, from 2004 to 2021, they've had a .468 win percentage, and have finished second in the AL West just 3 times during that span. So I think it's fair to question, is the Compass Rose cursed? Is it time for another rebrand? So after going through everything, as you can see, clearly the Trident is cursed, the Compass Rose is cursed, the Seattle Mariners are cursed. There's no helping them. Let's just do a complete teardown. Let's rebrand. So for 2022, I'm going to introduce the Seattle Caffeinated Sasquatch. As you can see with this logo, we keep the roots in the Pacific Northwest with that Starbucks cup of coffee. We got the Sasquatch walking through the Olympic mountain range with the evergreen trees in the background. And we even kept all the previous colors the same so that Mariners fans would be able to transition a bit easier. Now, I don't know if it's Sasquatch or Sasquatches or what a team of Sasquatch would be considered, but I think going a little more mythical with the branding of the Seattle baseball team would give us a little more luck moving forward. All right, all joking aside, clearly there's no Trident curse. There's been many outside factors that have been playing into the Mariners' success as well as their lackluster years in the past. And we've now moved into a new era of Mariners baseball that provides some excitement and hope moving forward. So I say let's pay tribute to the history of the ball club. Let's bring back the Trident. Let's have some fun with it. Let's go win some games and have one of the best looking jerseys in the league while doing it. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and follow the Couch GM on Twitter for more.